What's up guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and Captain America Brave New World has had additional test screenings now after its initial round of test screenings long ago did absolutely terrible, and guess what? These new test screenings don't prove much better. This comes to us from World of Real. Captain America Brave New World bombs at test screening. They state here that 2 different cuts of the film test screened last week, and plot details for one of the cuts have leaked online. The person who attended didn't seem to like the movie much at all. Based on the folks I've spoken to, those who attended were given a red or green bracelet and were split up into 2 different theaters. The reactions I've heard have not been very kind to this movie, which is being described as inessential and flat. Reshoots on the Brave New World happened in August. This could explain why 2 different cuts were shown last year after receiving negative test scores in another screening, and Marvel themselves underwhelmed by an early cut they saw of the film. Brave New World was delayed to February of 2025. Extensive reshoots were called, with 3 major action sequences having been filmed between May and August of 2024. Brave New World had originally wrapped filming in June of 2023 and was set for a July 2024 release date, but it's now turned into this monstrous mess for Marvel. You just don't push a movie this big out of your calendar and then decide to dump it in February unless major trouble is brewing. Yes, I'm sure that Harrison Ford, who is definitely not a grumpy old man at all, was super excited to have to return to do reshoots of this film not only once, but apparently twice. Essentially, it sounds like this film has been shot 2.5, maybe even fully 3 times. So the budget for this thing has to be out of control. In fact, they say right here, Brave New World, which is said to have an epic $350 million budget, stars Anthony Mackie, Liv Tyler, Harrison Ford, and etc. etc. It'll be in theaters February 14, 2025. So let's run the math here on everything. You have a movie that's test screened twice after numerous long, extensive reshoots, and both times audiences hated it. They called it inessential and flat. It's an unnecessary film. It doesn't serve any purpose in the MCU, it sounds like, other than to further establish the fact that Anthony Mackie is Captain America now, which, quite honestly, people are not going to accept. And no, they're not going to not accept it because he's black. They're going to not accept it because he's not Steve Rogers, and he's not a super soldier. I know they tried to go with this whole narrative in Falcon and the Winter Soldier of, you don't have to be a super soldier to be Captain America. It's about what's inside that counts. Blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. This is a media that is about superheroes. The whole point of Captain America is that he is a super soldier with a shield. Yes, I know that Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes that is, have both taken over the mantle of Captain America in the comics. But they've done pretty much everything in the comics. And the staple is that Steve Rogers is Captain America. And moving on from that is going to be very difficult for mainstream moviegoers to accept. Also, guess what? In the comics, you can do pretty much whatever you want. It's not going to waste you $1 billion. Because that's what this is going to do. Because with a $350 million budget, you're going to have to get close to $850 to $1 billion to break even on this thing. But all this confirms is that this film is going to be a financial disaster for Marvel. It's already been a production nightmare for them. It continues to test poorly. It's a bad film. It's an unnecessary film. People don't want this film. And quite honestly, it represents what all of the last phase of Marvel has been. A whole consortium of bad ideas and storylines that Marvel is now tied to and have to actually produce, even though you know in their heart of hearts and what we've heard from rumors from Kevin Feige, they really want to move on from real quick. But they're being forced to push this out because, like I said, they have to. They've already committed to these storylines and the productions. We'll see if Marvel is able to survive both financially and popularity-wise after this massive turd is released. But those are just my thoughts on the subject. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, appreciate you watching all of it. We'll talk to you again